I'm Peter Friedman. I inherited the tapes from Tom and completed Silverlake Life 10 years ago. I'm sitting here with the person who filmed additional footage after my last interview with Mark, and that's you, Elaine Mays.
Well, I got to know Tom and Mark because we were teaching together, and Mark was actually my photo student. During the making of Silverlake Life, I visited Tom and Mark several times and helped me make the film as Tom became more ill. After Tom died, I went back to Los Angeles to see Mark several times. The idea of just spontaneously recording things was kind of part of our lives in general, and any one of us would pick up a camera at any time and film something, so it just seemed to be a very natural thing to do.
As I traveled around showing this film, I was asked over and over again two questions. What happened to Mark? And how did the film get made? So with Elaine's material, we have finally had a chance to incorporate that. Elaine's footage forms an epilogue to Silverlake Life, which you'll see here for the first time.
Well, I'm here at Mark's now. I'm in the living room, Mark's room. I forget what time it is now. Let's see.
25 after 5.
25 after 5.
This is my, what would you call it, narcotics pill case. These are Percodan. Little white ones are straight morphine sulfate. These pretty ones here are morphine time release. And this is silver, and I can't remember what that is. She told me. Whenever I'm in pain, when I'm in pain too long, I get depressed, and then I get suicidal.
That makes sense.
This is to kill thrush in my mouth and tastes good. But this was about $68 and it only lasts 2 weeks by the time it's
You're kidding.
dead.
That's a Dr. Mann thing, or no? Your eyes still look good, Mark.
Oh, you mean my whites and stuff?
Yeah. Eyes look clear.
I've been very healthy that way, very lucky. I don't know which one I like better, flaking makeup or spots. After all that work, I'll get settled.
Well, it looks better, Mark.
You think so?
Yeah, well, you don't really
It looks
notice
better.
the flaking unless you're up real close.
So you're talking to me.
Well, no.
I love chocolate. What kind of fruit do you have to drink?
This has pineapple, apple, orange, passion fruit, lemon, white grape, grapefruit, pear, apricot curry, banana curry. lot.
I don't think so, dear.
No?
Not when the MSG comes before the chicken.
Okay, we'll put it back. Mark the shopper. Sunscreen. Mark is sitting. He says that he enjoys sitting on the edge of the bed. He's feeling better. And he's looking actually pretty good.
Nothing the little radiation won't improve too.
True.
Did you get rid of this?
Yeah.
That, the stuff over my eyes so that my eyelids stop swelling up. We'll work on the rest.
I didn't see that footage in time to include it in Silverlake Life.
Well, this is the last time that I saw Mark. And I think it's about a month before he died. To me, the idea that we should continue this, and if we just paid attention, that we would end up with something that would be very important. I think in that footage that we're looking at there, I could just barely remember it. The camera was on it. Well, Marcus just died. Boy, it was a long haul. He called me last night. He sounded very far away and said he didn't know if he was going to make it. And I thought about flying there. I tried calling Bo, he wasn't home. I called Peter Friedman, I called Ron Davis, I left a message, and now I'm going to try somebody else. The phone, Judy. Well, another one down with this horrible, horrible disease. This is Elaine for Abraham. It's 5:53 p.m. and it's Thursday. I'm calling again because Mark Massey has just died, and I thought you should know, and also that sending the money would maybe help pay for the cremation. And there's also a film there, a print of Black Star, which I don't know where it should go. So maybe you should give Ron a call if you think Hampshire could take care of it, which maybe would be a really good idea. Gone.
What?
Mark's gone.
Mark died?
Yeah. A couple hours ago. Yeah. So apparently the doctor had called Ron and told him that Mark probably wasn't going to make it. And then, so Ron just went right over there and he said goodbye for everybody. And apparently Mark couldn't talk, but he got a tear in his eye. So it was very peaceful. Yeah, and his eyes were open. I mean, it's been this incredible long, long, long thing, which was very painful and difficult for everybody. The ashes are going to be shipped with Tom's, and they're going to be buried in New Hampshire together, which is great.
Hi, you can leave a message for Bo.
Hi, Bo. Give a call. It's Elaine. It's now 6:15 my time, 3:15 your time. I will be home indefinitely. Okay, bye. After Mark died, an ex-student and friend of Tom and Mark's, Bo Houston, and I decided we should go to Los Angeles and help sort out their affairs.
Mark's car.
There's the car.
There's Mark's garden.
There's the garden. The garden's beautiful as usual.
Beautiful.
There's the garage being cleaned out. There's the dog.
I'm just going through paperwork, bills to find out what has to be paid and what doesn't. Had a long conversation with Peter yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
from Paris?
And I found Tom's will.
Tom's.
So you found Tom's will, is what you're
I
saying.
found Tom's will. It gave very specific instructions about Silverlake Life. It confirmed that Tom's intentions were to have Peter finish the thing.
Yeah.
If my beloved friend Mark Massey does not survive me, to my friend Peter Friedman, I give, devise, and bequeath all rights, title, and interest in the existing software and videotape that I am producing entitled Silverlake Life. And
Yeah.
Peter agreed to
Yeah,
take on the project.
I know that.
Now, Peter is, of course, developing his own mindset as to how this will work. And I gather from him that he is sort of pursuing it as dealing with it as an unfinished project, and dealing with that as the basis of it, that this was something that somebody tried to do and didn't have enough time left to do. So he's approaching the story from that point of view, which is really not what Tom was after.
Well, he definitely should receive the
Yeah, but I think
stuff.
he should have the material. I mean, it's all
But I also
here,
think that you do have to edit from what you've got.
Oh yeah, and there's certainly, Tom never finished all the tapes.
No.
And to the best of my knowledge, Mark never went out and took any of the things that were remaining.
He didn't. There's also the video that Mark took of Tom being dead and all that stuff. I think that should be sent to Peter. I mean, I really believe
Maybe it was sent to Peter.
Maybe it was.
I think it was.
I mean,
Certainly
part
not
of the
here.
thing of anybody's intention of giving work like that is that Tom trusted Peter to do the best he could with it, and he must trust Peter's judgment and sensibility in terms of filmmaking and putting it together.
Absolutely.
To say,
You have
okay,
to.
this is who I'll turn it over to, and that's what he did.
But-
I'm sure much more than he trusted Mark's
Yes.
ability to do that.
When I first started looking at the tapes, my first impulse was to look for clues as to what Tom would have done. So I was watching this material thinking, why did he shoot this? What was this supposed to be for? And it was so paralyzing that it was like I had to kick his ghost out of the editing room and say, sorry Tom, I just got to take the reins and
Yeah.
do whatever I can and do whatever I want, and I'm going to honor you by making the best film I can.
Organ back here.
It's gonna not fit.
It's not
I hate to say.
And he's such a little person. Arthur decided to leave. Arthur doesn't.
That's it. What date are you reading now?
Sometime in October. I still would like to know what those brown bumps are that appeared on my upper arms. 3 on my right bicep and 1 bigger on the inside of my left bicep. Tom says they're not KS.
So, Bo, what did you just say about what we should do?
I think we should take one last look at everything and grab the things that jump out at us that we think are important and then throw it away, basically, and not, we don't have to take it home and put it in a box.
Yeah.
We don't have to own it and stuff. We just have to make sure that we've taken one last look and touched all his stuff and
Right.
been in this house, and then that's
Right.
That makes sense.
that.
It just goes on and on and on and on. Bo just had a great idea. He wants to take Mark's Polaroids and toss them from an airplane. Throw them over a cliff. Well, save them then, Bo, so we can do it.
There are two big notebooks here. Mark's contact sheets and negatives. And I don't want to throw them away. But I don't want to just stick them in my closet either.
Let me think about it.
I mean, he was a good fucking photographer. It's not fair to just throw them away like it was a hobby. All this like hoopla about Tom and we're just throwing Mark out.
I'm not throwing Mark out.
No, I am. I was like, oh, look at him and throw him away. And I just don't want to do that. So I'll take these back and call Sharon or something.
Well, there's other stuff I've got for Sharon right here.
Okay.
Bo's calling about the cure, the possible cure in Switzerland.
I wanted to find out that it wasn't going to be something that would be toxic and make me worse.
Bo contracted AIDS, and although he managed to write and publish 2 novels, a couple of years later, Bo died of AIDS also. And it goes on and on and on, and it's not so visible, but in fact, it's just still present also. And the various drugs have helped people live longer, but people in other countries don't have access to those drugs, according to what the papers say. So it's still a huge problem, and it's a terrible, awful disease. It's awful.
Both Elaine and I still have people who are close to us who are struggling with this disease, so we still feel the impact of it in our daily lives. And also, Mark and Tom thought of this, what they were doing, as art, and so did I, and so do I. And so I think it deserves to survive.